Chapter 4 The Disagreement. On Monday, I skipped into room 9 very thrilled. Mrs., look, I said. I have all my Valentines for the big giant Valentine's box, and they are right here in this paper bag I am carrying. I runned and showed her inside it. See them? See them, Mrs.? I matched every single card to the exact person who will get it, I explained. Mrs. patted my head, and she said the word, "Good job." Then she took me by my hand, and she showed me how to put my Valentines through the mail slot in the box. I do believe that you are the very first person in room 9 to bring in her cards, said Mrs. I did a gasp at that exciting news. First, Mrs.? I asked. I'm really, really first? After that, I sprang way high in the air, and I ran around and around in a circle. I've never been first at anything before, I said real squealy. Not ever, ever, ever. And so what is the prize for winning? I closed my eyes and held out my hands. Put it right in my hands, okay, Mrs.? I won't even peek, I promise. After that, I stood there real patient. But nothing got put in my hands. Finally, Mrs. bent it down next to my ear. Junie, honey, I'm really sorry, but there's no prize, she said. We weren't actually having a contest. I opened my eyes. We weren't? I asked. Mrs. shook her head no. My shoulders slumped a teeny bit. So then a prize would be out of the question, probably, I said. Mrs. shrugged. I'm afraid I didn't buy any prizes, she said. After that, I rocked back and forth on my feet, and I thought and thought. Would you have a mint in your drawer, maybe? Or some stickers, I asked. Mrs. smiled. Then she took me to her desk, and we looked in her drawer. How about a broken piece of chalk and a yellow rubber band, she asked. Sold, I said. After that, Mrs. told me congratulations, and she gave me my prizes. I quick skipped to my table to show them to Lucille. She wrinkled her nose. Look, have you been going through the trash again, she asked. No, silly, these are my prizes, I said. I got prizes for winning in my Valentine's first. Lucille smoothed her dress. Yes, well, I would have brought my cards in today too, but they're not back from the printers yet, she told me. What? I asked. What printers? The printers where they print my name on the cards, she said. Wait till you see them, Junie. Every card will have love and kisses from Lucille on the bottom of it. She hugged herself. They're so beautiful, she said. Each Valentine has a cherry lollipop on the front, and the lollipop is the shape of a cupid. She sighed very dreamy. Cupid is the symbol of Valentine's Day, you know, she said. Of course I know, I said. Plus also skunks and shoes are symbols of Valentine's Day too, because that's what are on my cards. After that, me and Lucille did our work till recess. Then both of us went outside to play with our other bestest friend, Grace. Only too bad for us, because Lucille kept on bragging about Valentine's Day. That's how come she and that Grace got into a disagreement. I'm going to get more Valentines than anyone, bragged Lucille. That's because the boys love me better than any other girl, and they will bring me lots and lots of cards. Grace looked curious at her. But Mrs. said to only bring one card for every boy and girl, remember? Not lots and lots. Lucille flounced her flouncy dress. Silly Grace. Look at me, for goodness' sake. I'm precious. And when you're precious, boys automatically bring you lots of Valentines. And they just can't help themselves. She twirled all around. I'm the cutest girl in room 9, Grace, she said. I'm way cuter than anyone else. She giggled and pointed. Even you. After that, Grace did a little frown, 'cause that hurt her feelings, I think. I tapped on Lucille. Yeah, only Grace is the nicest, Lucille, I said. So maybe the boys will bring her lots of Valentines, too. Lucille did a huffy breath at me. But I'm richer than Grace, Junie, so that is another reason to bring me more, she said. I thought for a minute. Yes, but Grace can run faster, I said. So, said Lucille. My hair is longer and boys like long hair. I looked at Grace's head. But Grace's hair is springier and curlier, I said, and that is cute as a button. Lucille made squinty eyes at me. But I have a big screen TV and a pool, she said real loud. That's how come me and that Grace leaned our heads together and we got into a huggle. Finally, I looked up at Lucille. Okay, here's what we came up, I said. Grace can whistle through her teeth, plus she can wiggle her ears, and also she can dribble a basketball through her legs while she's running. Lucille jumped up and down. But I have a pony, she hollered. I patted her, very sympathetic. Sorry, I said real soft. Grace has a snake. After that, Lucille's shoulders got very sagging, and she sat down on the grass, because boys love snakes better than anything. Pretty soon, that Grace sat down next to Lucille, and she put her arm around Lucille's shoulders, and she patted her. Guess what else? Grace is a good sport.